Have you ever felt that there is something within you that nothing can touch? No pain, no suffering, and no loss. Have you noticed that while your body and emotions rise and fall like waves, something deeper remains still untouched? Who is the one that sees? Who is the one that knows and yet is never disturbed? The Bhagavad Gita, dear seekers, does not merely speak, it calls out to you like a river seeking the ocean, like a flame longing for the sky. It whispers into the very heart of existence, asking you to awaken, to remember, and to realize this profound truth, which is Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavakaha, Na Chainam Kledayantyapo, Na Shoshiyati Marutaha. This verse, dear seekers, it is not merely poetry. It is the ultimate revelation of your innermost reality. Krishna is not describing something distant, something philosophical. He is pointing towards you, your authentic self, your consciousness. He says, no weapon can cut it, no fire can burn it, no water can moisten it, and no air can dry it. What kind of mysterious substance is Krishna pointing towards? This is consciousness itself, the Atman, the immortal soul. Have you ever truly wondered who within you listens, who is aware? Weapons are of the physical realm. Fires belong to matter. Waters and winds dance in the tangible universe. But you, your witnessing consciousness, is subtler than subtlety itself. It is beyond matter, it is beyond the physical. Now, let us go deeper into this. Look at Buddha. When Buddha sat silently under the Bodhi tree, Mara, which is the symbol of illusion, darkness, and temptation, approached him. Mara's armies shot arrows at Buddha, arrows which were meant to wound, to kill, and to intimidate. But what happened? Those arrows transformed into flowers and gently fell at Buddha's feet. Buddha remained untouched, unmoved. Why? Because Buddha was no longer identified with the physical body. He was the eternal observer. Buddha was consciousness itself. Krishna's words resonate precisely with Buddha's realization. Consciousness cannot be wounded because how can you wound space? Weapons pass through space. Fire cannot burn space. Water cannot wet space, and air cannot dry space. Consciousness, which is your essential nature, is even subtler, even vaster, and even more untouched than space itself. Reflect deeply, dear seekers. When you sleep, where does your body go? Nowhere physically, yet your consciousness journeys through dreams, creating worlds, destroying worlds, feeling joy, fear, love, and despair. When you awaken, you emerge untouched, unharmed, and unchanged. Consciousness remains forever the pristine witness, independent and eternally pure. The great saint Mansur al-Hallaj famously declared, Anhalak, which is, I am the truth. Even when his persecutors sentenced him to death for this declaration, Hallaj remained serene, unmoved, and blissful. His executioners could harm only his physical form, yet his eternal self, his consciousness, remained untouched, transcendent, and immortal. Another powerful instance comes from the life of Shankara, the great Advait philosopher. Once, a fierce king challenged him, asking how he could claim the world to be illusory when death itself was real. Shankara responded, "Strike me with your sword, and you shall see that I am not this body but the eternal self." The king, bewildered, hesitated and realized that fear only exists for those who identify with the body and not for the enlightened. Look also at the inspiring example of Saint Kabir. When fanatics threatened him, trying to destroy his message of unity and truth, Kabir remained untouched. Singing his couplets in bliss, he declared, "My body is dust, but I am not this body. Burn it, drown it, what is it to me?" His words resonate deeply with Krishna's wisdom in the Gita. Dear seekers, we find the same truth radiating from the life of Jesus Christ. When he was crucified, he did not cry in fear or beg for his life. Instead, he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." His body was pierced, his form destroyed, yet his inner being, his divine consciousness, remained untouched, just as Krishna revealed in the Gita. Another illuminating story comes from the life of sage Ramana Maharshi. When Maharshi developed cancer, which caused immense physical pain, yet he remained profoundly serene and unaffected. When asked about his suffering, Maharshi replied gently, "Pain belongs to the body. I am beyond the body. My true self is eternal, untouched by this pain." His realization again perfectly illustrates Krishna's profound teaching. We also see this profound truth in the life of Guru Nanak. Once, when imprisoned by a tyrant, he was ordered to perform forced labor by grinding grain. Yet, he sang divine hymns in complete bliss, untouched by the hardship imposed upon his body. Seeing his radiance and serenity, his captors realized that his consciousness was beyond the grasp of suffering. Another powerful example comes from Swami Vivekananda. When he was a young monk, he was once mocked and threatened by people who despised his renunciation. Instead of reacting with fear, he stood firm, smiled, and said, "You may insult this body, but not me. I am the ever free, ever blissful self." His words left the crowd in stunned silence because they carried the weight of direct experience. And then there is a story of the great Sufi mystic Rumi. Once, when thieves attacked him and tried to rob him, he simply laughed and said, "Take what you want, but you cannot take me. I'm not these possessions, nor this body." The robbers, bewildered, felt something shift within them, as if confronted by an immovable mountain of truth. His inner being remained unshaken, proving that he had realized the very essence that Krishna speaks of in the Gita. Dear seekers, do you see the pattern? Whether it is Buddha, Jesus, Ramana Maharshi, Guru Nanak, Swami Vivekananda, Kabir, or Rumi, the enlightened ones have all declared again and again the same truth, which is that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the eternal witness. The weapons of the world may shatter stone, the fires of suffering may consume empires, but nothing can touch the real you. The sages, the seers, the awakened ones, they have not merely spoken these words, they have lived them. They have stood amidst suffering, persecution, and even death and remained untouched, just as Krishna revealed in the Gita. Their lives are living proof that these teachings are not abstract philosophy, but a reality waiting to be discovered within you. Just observe. Your body has changed continuously since childhood. The child's body has died, and yet you remain. The teenager's body disappeared, you remain. The adult body is continuously changing. Cells are dying, being reborn, yet you remain. You're not the body, you are the eternal witness. Weapons, diseases, calamities, age, nothing has been able to harm you, the witnessing consciousness. My dear seekers, you have simply forgotten this truth. That is why fear grips you, sorrow overwhelms you, death terrifies you. But Krishna lovingly reminds you, remember, remember your eternal nature. Realize it now, right here. It is your very essence. Meditate, go within, dive deep into silence, and you shall experience the eternal consciousness, the immortal flame that neither fire can consume nor water can drown. I invite you to close your eyes for just a moment and feel this vastness within yourself. Can you sense it? Can you taste the infinite within your own breath? This is Krishna's ultimate teaching, Buddha's supreme experience. You are that. Be this eternal witness, the indestructible consciousness. Realize yourself, dear seekers, and become free. The Gita's revelation awaits your own realization right now and right here.